Okay, so good morning everyone and welcome back to GDC English channel, YouTube channel to be precise, right? And welcome back with the next NIPER model paper number 8 we have for you guys, in which we will be explaining all those things, whether it is pharma or non-pharma. Okay, pharma or non-pharma. Let's talk about that one. I think many of the students are constantly giving these model paper for your practice and the better consolidation of your concepts as well, right? So let's get started with this one. Hana? NIPER JEE model paper 8. That is your, all right, and this is your pharma portion that I'll be taking for you guys. Hana? Your pharmacology, jurisprudence, cognosy, biochemistry, pharmaceutics, microbiology, as well as pharmaceutical chemistry as well today. Okay, so let's go with the pharmacology as well as allied subject that we have 30 MCQs for you guys over here. All right, are you ready for that? Are you ready for that, guys? Just give me a thumbs up. Are you ready for that? Just give me a thumbs up, guys. Yeah. Just give me a thumbs up so that we can start now. Yeah. Anyone? Yes. Okay, so let's get started with this one. Sodium glucose transporter is an example of. Okay. Sodium glucose transporter is an example of which one, guys? Facilitated diffusion, ATP driven active transport, symport, or antiport. What is that? Yeah. What is the answer of this question that we have for you guys? Anyone? Sodium glucose transporter is an example of facilitated diffusion, ATP driven active transport, or symport. See guys, whatever we do have over here, whatever kind of these transporter, if I talk about transporters, these are definitely going to be against the ATP driven active transport. Whether if I talk about the symport, whether if I talk about symport, or if I talk about antiport, these are definitely going to utilize some ATP, these are definitely used to get some ATP. And after that, if I talk about ATP, then out of these, obviously that would be your ATP driven active transport only, right? Okay, symport it is, but that is also your ATP one, right? Chalo. Which of the following actions is required for the conversion of prothrombin into active thrombin by thromboplastin? Okay, what's that? What's that, guys? Which of the following cations is required for the conversion of prothrombin into active thrombin by thromboplastin? Which one is it? Calcium? Hi, Shravani. Hi. Harshini Yadav, option B, active transport without need of energy. No, active transport do require that energy, Harshini Yadav. Okay, so is it your calcium, ferrous, magnesium, or manganese? What's that? Yeah, anyone? Anyone? That is your calcium only. Okay, calcium considered to be as a cofactor over here, which is responsible for the conversion of prothrombin into thrombin. Okay, so now, which drug does not influence leukopoiesis? Leukopoiesis is what, guys? Leukopoiesis is nothing but your formation of WBCs, right? Formation of WBCs, right? White blood cells. White blood cells over here. Filgrastim, erythropoietin, doxorubicin, or methotrexate does not influence leukopoiesis. They are asking. Leukopoiesis does not influence leukopoiesis either in a productive manner or either in a negative manner. That means they're going to diminish out the production of this WBCs. Is it your filgrastim? Filgrastim is obviously going to be used for that. Erythropoietin, yes, but okay, erythropoietin does not influence leukopoiesis. Where if I talk about, yeah, erythropoietin is specifically useful for your RBC. Okay, erythropoietin, as the name suggests only, erythropoietin is going to be your RBC for that. Doxorubicin, antibiotic, anti-cancer, obviously going to decrease down. Methotrexate, obviously going to be decrease down, right? Chalo. Okay. Now, which of the following is an amine autocoil? Okay, amine autocoil, guys. Prostaglandin, leukotriene, histamine, or bradykinin. What's that? Obviously, you know that's your histamine, Hana. It's written only over here only. Here you can see amine, histamine, or you can say 5-hydroxy, 5-hydroxy tryptamine. You know, tryptamine. That is also known to be as your serotonin. These are considered to be as your amine alkaloid. Where if I talk about prostaglandins as well as leukotrienes, these are considered to be as your lipid autocoids. Okay, lipid autocoids. Okay, bradykinin is considered to be as your peptide. Bradykinin, 𝘾𝙀𝙀, these are the ones which are considered to be as your peptide autocoids. Okay, chalo. Histamine is going to be a correct answer. Common side effect of antihistamine is what? Okay, antihistamine. Is it your sedation, tinnitus, euphoria, or lassitude? What's that over here? Yeah. Guys, what's that over here? Which of the following is amine autocoid? Sorry, this one. Common most side effect of antihistamine. Is it your sedation, tinnitus, or euphoria, or lassitude? What's that? That is nothing but your sedation only. How? How, sir? Because you know antihistamine also have the first generation. If I talk about first generation antihistaminic, that consists of anticholinergic effect. That consists of the anticholinergic effect, right? And just because of this anticholinergic effect, it will be going into triple B. So triple B permeation is also good. Triple B permeation is also good. So that's why sedation is one of the things over here. Okay, sure. Now, okay, all are uses of antihistamines except urticaria, motion sickness, pruritus, or glaucoma. What's that, guys? Yeah, common most side effect of antihistamine is all are uses of antihistamine except urticaria, motion sickness, pruritus, or glaucoma. Antihistamine. Yeah. So, have you ever seen any of the antihistamine in glaucoma condition? No, right? Urticaria, that's your allergy condition. Obviously, motion sickness, yes. Doxylamine, promethazine has been useful in your motion sickness. Pruritus is again your allergy condition, but in glaucoma, no. There is nothing kind of antihistaminic drug which can be used in glaucoma. Okay. Now, what is the type of drug-to-drug interaction which is connected with the process of absorption, biotransformation, distribution, and excretion? Okay, simple most question over here. Simple most question over here, guys. Yeah, anyone? Simple most question. Yeah, what is the type of drug to drug interaction which is associated with absorption, biotransformation, distribution, and excretion? Pharmacodynamic? No. Physical end interaction? No. Pharmaceutical? No. Pharmacokinetic? Yes, obviously that is your ADME only. Anna? ADME only, right? Simple. Correct. Okay. Pharmacovigilance is done for monitoring what? Drug price, unethical practice, drug safety, or pharmacology students. Wow, very nice. Pharmacovigilance. Okay, so with the word of pharmacovigilance, that is considered to be as your phase 4 clinical trials, right? Phase 4 clinical trials, pharmacovigilance. All right. And if I talk about over here, this one, yeah, Uppsala Monitoring Center, Uppsala Monitoring Center, right? Uppsala Monitoring Center is the world's pharmacovigilance center that has been present in your Sweden, guys. Okay, Sweden, that you have to remember, and that would be obviously your drug safety would be the correct answer, right? So, okay. Currently used alpha glucosidase inhibitor include all of the following, except case. Okay, this one. Currently used alpha glucosidase inhibitor includes the following, except, okay, simple, pioglitazone, acarbose, miglytol, or voglibose. Okay, all these three are your alpha glucosidase inhibitor. Where if I talk about pioglitazone, the pioglitazone is nothing but your thiazolidine diones. ज़ोलिडीन डाइओन, right? सारा thiazolidine dione and rosiglitazone, है ना? Rosiglitazone. So what is the trick to remember? That rose is banned in India. Rose is banned in India just because of myocardial infarction, CHF, है ना? Congestive heart failure, renal failure. Through this condition, that's why it is banned in India. Rosiglitazone. 5-glitazone, that is associated with bladder cancer, guys. This is associated with bladder cancer. You have to remember. Okay, pioglitazone, that is your thiazolidine dione, agarvose, mannitol, voglibose. These are your alpha glucosidase inhibitor. Simple. Okay, sure. Antibiotic that inhibits cell wall synthesis include except. Okay, cell wall synthesis inhibitor. Yeah, this one: cefuroxime, erythromycin, vancomycin, or benzyl penicillin. All right, cell wall synthesis inhibitor, guys. Cefuroxime, that considered to be a cephalosporin. Erythromycin, that comes under your macrolides. Okay, these are your macrolides, and macrolides are responsible for inhibiting the protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. Okay, so make sure you remember that erythromycin is going to be your correct answer, right? Erythromycin is going to be a correct answer. Vancomycin, vancomycin, there is a syndrome known to be considered to be as vancomycin, guys. Yeah, there is a syndrome which is associated with vancomycin. Anyone knows that or not? Anyone knows that or not? The only insulin preparation that can be given intravenously is what? Okay, isophane insulin, prompt insulin, protamine insulin zinc, regular insulin, or globulin zinc insulin. What's that case? Yeah, that is your regular insulin, which is given through IV. That you have to remember. Okay. Now, a rise in red man syndrome. Exactly, Shravani. Very good. A rise in blood cholesterol may lead to deposition of cholesterol in the walls of blood vessels. Okay. This causes the arteries to lose their elasticity and get stiffened. This is called as. Yeah, this is quite tricky question for you all. Yeah, what's that, guys? What's that? Loss of elasticity. Loss of elasticity. Which city? Elasticity. Loss of elasticity takes place in which of the following condition when cholesterol gets deposited into that? Hypertension, arteriosclerosis, or systolic pressure? That is nothing but your arteriosclerosis, right? And if I talk about atherosclerosis, there are two terms, atherosclerosis as well as arteriosclerosis. Arterio, that is your loss of elasticity, but atherosclerosis, that is the buildup of plaque. Buildup of plaques. Okay, that is, you have to remember, plaques in your blood vessels, that is your atherosclerosis. Okay, sure. Now, the stage in which daughter chromosomes move towards the pole of the spindle. Okay, poles of spindle, guys, upside and downside. Simple, that is your anaphase only. Okay, sure. Anaphase. The plasma membrane is impermeable to all molecules except, okay, the plasma membrane, that is nothing but your phospholipid bilayer. Now, phospholipid bilayer, that is your plasma membrane, that is impermeable to molecule except what? Glucose, ATP, urea, or potassium. What's that? That is nothing but your urea, which is your water soluble in nature. Okay, urea. Small uncharged molecule can diffuse across the membrane through more slowly than water. Urea. Okay. Now, RCB can utilize dash as fuels for providing energy. What is that? Glucose, fructose, starch, glucose mannose, glucose, fructose, galactose, or glucose? RBC. Yeah, RCB. Isala nu cup namdu. Huh? Isala cup nu namdu. Yeah, RBC can utilize the glucose only. Okay, sure. Interleukins are mainly synthesized by erythrocytes, lymphocyte, granulocytes, or thrombocytes. Interleukins, interleukins IL-1, IL-2, that is obviously going to be through your lymphocytes, right? Lymphocytes. Okay. Now, which messenger molecules are derived from arachidonic acid? Okay, guys, arachidonic acid. whatever the drugs, whatever the molecule that is arrived from arachidonic acid, that is considered to be as your icosanoid. Icosanoid is going to be your correct answer over here, right? Icosanoid contains around C17 to C22 carbon, 17 carbon to 22 of carbon. Okay, so that is what important over here. Arachidonic acid is 22. All right. Now, urate transport inhibitor. Urate transport inhibitor used as an anti-gout drug. Urate transport inhibitor, guys. Okay. This is your proben acid, allopurinol, corticoids, or steroids. What is that? Yeah. What's the correct one? That is your proben acid, है because that is your uricosuric in nature. That is your uricosuric in nature. Uricosuric in nature, and uricosuric means increase the excretion. Increase the excretion of urate molecules. Urate molecule from the body, uricosuric. And the trick to remember that was USP. U for uricosuric, S for sulfin-pyrazone, sulfin-pyrazone, and P for proben acid. P for proben acid. Okay, so remember this one. Okay. Now, stimulation of which adrenergic receptor except potent anabolic effects exerts potent anabolic effects, guys? Anabolic effects? Yeah. Adrenergic receptor exerts potent anabolic effect. Beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, or alpha. Anabolic, muscular, skeletal muscles, building of skeletal muscles, right? That is your what? That is your beta 2, because this beta 2 receptor is present in your skeletal muscles. Here you can see stimulation of beta adrenergic receptor and exhibits anabolic effect from the skeletal muscles. Okay, so this is important. Okay, chalo. Next, the mode of action of nerve gas. Okay, nerve gas, blocking the acetylcholinesterase, blocking of serotonergic action, blocking of cholinergic action, or blocking of noradrenergic action. Nerve gas, guys. Nerve gas I'm talking about. Yeah, nerve gas. Yes, anyone? That is nothing but your acetylcholinesterase, because acetylcholinesterase play a major role in neurotransmitter in your brain, right? So nerve gas, obviously. Chalo. Pramipexole is what? Guys? Pramipexole is antipsychotic, antidepressant, antiemetic, or Parkinsonism. Anti-Parkinsonism. Yeah. Pramipexole. Yes, anyone? That is your anti-Parkinsonism. How? This, because in Parkinsonism what happens? Dopamine level gets decreased in Parkinsonism, but pramipexole is the one which is going to increase the dopamine level, by directly acting onto the dopamine receptor, right? So obviously that is your anti-Parkinsonism, right? Anti-Parkinsonism would be your correct answer over here. Okay. Now, which of the following is an opioid-like agonist? Okay. Opioid-like agonist: phenobarbital, diltiazem, primidone, or pamoline or propexyfen. Yeah. Anyone? This one over here. Which of the following is an opioid-like agonist? Phenobarbital, diltiazem, pamoline, or propoxyfen? That is your propoxyfen. That's Propoxyfen is a synthetic opioid agonist to manage mild to moderate pain, right? Okay, so this is your NIPER free batch test series, guys. That's you already know that you are also giving over there in your NIPER batch, so that you can daily practice over there. Simple step, you just have to download the GDC classes app, and then going into the batch section, click onto the plus icon, enter the batch code NIPER 26, and you will be able to enter into that batch. Okay, now this one. Which part of the large intestine stores the temporary feces? Okay, temporary feces, guys. Colon, cecum, rectum, or kidney. Kidney तो हो ही नहीं सकता, है ना? Kidney तो can't happen over here. Okay, the large intestine stores the temporary feces. What's that? Colon, cecum, rectum, or kidney? Yeah. Anyone? That is your rectum, guys. Right? Rectum holds the temporary feces over here. Okay. So, bronchodilator of choice in COPD is what? Okay. Bronchodilator of choice in COPD. In what happens in COPD? Your bronchioles gets constricted. You know, your bronchioles gets constricted over here, and that's why you need your bronchodilators, है ना? For example, beta-2 agonists, methylxanthines, है ना? Also, if I talk about your anticholinergics over there, है ना? So what are those? Inhaled anticholinergics, beta-2 agonists, antihistaminics, or methylxanthine. What's that? That is your inhaled anticholinergics over there. Okay, that is your ipratropium tiotropium, right? Chalo. Which of the following is a part of middle ear? Middle ear, tympanic cavity, vestibular nerve, auricle lobule, or semicircular cochlea, guys. This is your tympanic cavity. Okay, let's go. The WHO regimen for treatment of lepromatous leprosy. Okay, lepromatous leprosy, Mycobacterium lepri, which are going to have that over here. Dapsone glofazimine rifampicin, Dapsone rifampicin minocycline, Dapsone ofloxacin glofazimine, Dapsone ofloxacin or clarithromycin. What's that? Simple, right? Very much simple. That is nothing but your A only, Dapsone glofazimine as well as rifampicin, right? Sure. Okay. The drug of choice in trigeminal neuralgia: carbamazepine, phenytoin, sodium valproate, or ethosuximide. Chalo guys, tell me this one. This one is easy. Yeah, this one is easy. The drug of choice for trigeminal neuralgia. That is nothing but which one? Simply that is your carbamazepine, right? Carbamazepine also have your Stevens-Johnson syndrome, just like the sulfonamide, right? So carbamazepine also have your that thing, Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Okay, chalo. What connects two hemisphere of the brain? Two hemisphere of the brains. This hemisphere and this hemisphere. What's that? Pons, pia mater, corpus callosum, or diencephalon. What's that? That is your corpus callosum, C-shaped corpus callosum. Okay, chalo. This is your corpus callosum. This is your C-shaped from in this side. All right, chalo. Okay. Identify the metabolite of prontosil responsible for its antibacterial activity. Sulfacelamide, sulfanilamide, para-amino-benzoic acid, or propane acid. What's that, guys? Yeah, simple most. Simple. Yeah. Identify the metabolite of prontosil responsible for antibacterial activity. Sulfacetamide, sulfanilamide, para-amino-benzoic acid, or propane acid. Yeah, that would be obviously your sulfanilamide. Sulfacetamide, if I talk about, that is been used for your ophthalmic conditions, right? Ophthalmic pathological conditions, may that is being used, right? Sure. Sulfanilamide. A non-anticholinergic smooth muscle antispasmodic acts by inhibiting PDE4 receptor. Okay, PDE4 receptor, guys. Phosphodiesterase 4 enzyme, not receptor it is. Phosphodiesterase 4, what is that? Yeah, dariphenacin? No. Dariphenacin, flaxuate, solifenacin, or drotaverin. What's that? That is definitely your drotaverin. That is also being useful in your menstrual cramps, when the menstrual cycle is going on. So women do feel some kind of the cramps in their stomach, right? So to relieve those kinds of things, drotaverin is also being useful, because in stomach you have smooth muscles. To be precise, in uterus you have your smooth muscles. So for the contraction, to reduce down the contraction of your smooth muscles, drotaverin is used. Okay, so 20 days 20 model paper, guys, You have been following this one. You will be getting from 120 questions from the pharma, 25 questions from GK, 15 from English, 25 from reasoning, and 15 from aptitude. Okay. Chalo. Now this is the time to discuss the pharmaceutical jurisprudence over here, right? Pharmaceutical jurisprudence. Okay. Now, formulations not included in any NLEM are generally known as what? Essential formulations, scheduled formulation, non-scheduled formulation, and control formulation. Not include these. Not include I am talking about. Yeah. Not include. That is your non-scheduled formulations. Okay. Shall. The application for manufacturing license is made in, for manufacturing license, Form 20, Form 24, Form 25 or Form 32. That is your Form 24, right? Chalo. Here you can see Form 24 is for license of manufacture for sale or distribution for drugs of Schedule C and C1 as well as X, right? Now, the latest edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia released in 2026 is what? 8th edition, 9th edition, 10th edition, or 11th edition? What was that? What was that? Hana? The first edition came in 1955. Next 1966. Next 85. Then 96. Then 2007. Then 2010. 14. 2018. 2022. And now 2026. Right? So how many editions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th edition would be this one. Hana? 10th edition would be this one, right? So 10th edition is going to be your correct answer. Yep, 10th edition, exactly. Nice. Here you can see 55, 66, 85, 96, 2007, 10. Hana? And there is a trick to remember, guys. There is a trick to remember. What's that trick? What's that trick? You just have to remember this 1955. After that, you just have to remember one code. What is that code? What is that code? 11, 19, 11, 11, 3 and 4 times 4. 4, 4 and 4. Okay, this is you have to remember. This is you have to remember. There is a trick. There is a code. 11, 19, 11, 11, 3 and then 4 times 4. Okay, 11, add on 11 in 55, that would be around 66. Then 19, 85. Then 11, 96. Then 11, 2007. Then add 3, 2010. Then add 4, 2014. Then add 4, 2018. Then add 4, 2022. And then add 4, it would be your 2026. So there is a trick to remember. 11, 19, 11, 11, 3 and then 4 times 4. So this is the trick to remember all these addition of these pharmacopoeia. Okay. Chalo. Now, which is constituted under the Section 3 of the Pharmacy Act? Okay, Joint State Council, Pharmacy Council of India, Education Regulation, or State Pharmacy Council? Yeah, anyone? Simple question, right? That is nothing but your Pharmacy Council of India that was established in 1949. Although the Pharmacy Act was in 4th of March 1948, but Pharmacy Council of India came in 1949. Okay, so make sure you remember this one. 1949. Okay, chal. Okay, Bureau of Indian Standards, operation under which of the following ministry? Bureau of Indian Standards, guys. Joint State Council, Pharmacy State Council. Sorry, this one. Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, or Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer. That is the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. If I talk about this one, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, those clinical trials, CDSCO, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, that comes under this one, Ministry of Consumer Affairs and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. If I talk about NIPERs, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, that comes under this one, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer. Okay, make sure you remember this one. Okay, now this one, biochemistry, guys. 5 questions over here. Biochemistry. Yeah, biochemistry, 5 questions. Okay, what is the energy yield in calories per gram of the acylglycerols. Okay. Yeah. Anyone? What is the energy of triacylglycerol? 2 calorie per gram, 4 calorie per gram, 7 calorie per gram, or 9 calorie per gram? Yeah, that is your 9 calorie per gram over here. Okay. Chalo. An example of phosphoprotein present at 𝘎𝙬𝙎𝘖. What is that? What kind of phosphoprotein is present over here? That is nothing but your 𝘎𝙬𝙎. Okay. Chalo. Which of the following process involves the conversion of DNA to RNA? Simple question. If I talk about DNA to RNA, DNA to RNA, that is we consider to be as what? Transcription, right? Transcription. And if I talk about RNA to protein, right? RNA to protein, that is what? Translation, right? That is what? Translation over here. Okay, chalo. So transcription would be your correct answer. Now, what is the process of breakdown of glycogen into glucose is known as? Okay, glycogen into glucose is known as glycogenesis? No. Glycolysis? Glycogenolysis? Gluconeogenesis. What's that? Yeah, anyone? That is your glycogenolysis, because glycogen is been breakdown, no? It has been breakdown and it has been converted into glucose only. So glycogenolysis would be your correct answer. Okay, chalo. Which vitamin is known to be as anti-sterility factor? Okay, anti-sterility factor. Anti-sterility factor keeps your fertility. Okay, keeps maintaining your fertility over here. So is it your vitamin K, D, E, or A? What's that? That is your vitamin E only, right? Anti-sterility factor, vitamin E only, right? Chalo. Okay. Pharmacognosy, 5 questions. Okay. Mayer's reagent useful for alkali detection is chemically what? Okay. Mayer reagent, guys. Mayer reagent, potassium bismuth iodide. Potassium bismuth iodide, that's your dragon dog. Potassium mercuric iodide, yes. Potassium mercuric iodide is your Mayer reagent, right? Simple. Potassium mercuric iodide. Now, inflorescence method is primarily used for the extraction of volatile oils from roots, bark, fresh flower petals, or seeds, guys. Yeah. Anyone? That is your fresh flower petals over here, right? Now, C-glycoside are hydrolyzed by dilute acid, dilute alkali, oxidative hydrolysis with ferric chloride, or water. C-glycoside. C-glycosides contain what? C-glycosides contain alloy, cascara, right? Alloy and cascara, these are present in your C-glycoside. These are definitely going to be hydrolyzed from oxidative hydrolysis with ferric chloride, right? Chalo. Okay. Stomata found in senna leaf, that is, senna and coca are parallel with each other. Senna and coca leaves are parasitic in nature, guys. Okay. Rolfia consists of the dried roots of. Rolfia is what? Rolfia serpentina, that is your antihypertensive drug. Indole alkaloids. Okay. Rolfia tetraphylla? No. Rolfia serpentina. Vidania somnifera, that is your ashwagandha. Catharanthus roseus, that is your vinca alkaloids, right? Sure. Now, pharmaceutics and allied subjects, 27 MCQs over here. Which of the following are used to make homogeneously dispersed aerosol preparation? Okay, aerosol preparation, guys. Which of the following is used to make homogeneously dispersed aerosol preparation? Surfactant, glidant, binder, or detergents? What's that? Yeah, simple. Anyone? That is nothing but your surfactants only. Surfactants are very much used to make homogeneous dispersed aerosols, right? Chalo. Which of the following conditions favor formulation of large crystals? Large crystals used to make, crystal. So that is your high degree of supersaturation, Low nucleation rate, high magma density, rapid cooling of magma. Yeah, there are two ways, guys. There are two ways. High degree of supersaturation, that is right. Nucleation rate should be high. It is written over here low. No, high. It should be high nucleation rate. Okay. As well as shock cooling method. Shock cooling method is useful for your crystallization. Okay. So here, what? Large crystal. Nahi re. Supersaturation. Here you can see nucleation, crystal growth. Low nucleation rate. Only few crystal nuclei. No, that was wrong, guys. Low nucleation, that is not a correct one. High degree of supersaturation, that is not right. Okay, now this one. Drug required to be hospital in prepared by purchase for a. Drug required to be hospital is prepared by purchase for a. क्या मतलब है इसका? What's that? PTC, medical superintendent, chief pharmacist or CSS? Chalo. Thioglycolic acid, like compound useful in the type of cosmetic formulants, depilatory preparations, appliatory preparations, vanishing cream, or skin tan preparations, guys. What's that? Yeah, this is your depilatory preparations. Okay, depilatory preparation used to remove the hair from skin on the human body. Okay, appliatory, it is longer lasting or even can be of permanent nature. So make sure you remember that. Software used to predict the pharmacokinetic parameter and adjust the drug doses. What's that? Medifor, EMA, non-lin, or SPSS? Yeah. What's that? That is nothing but your non-lin. Okay. Non-linear pharmacokinetics, if you remember. The non-lin say we have created this software. Okay. So which of the following is not a commercially available starch product? Okay, it's not a commercially available starch product. StarX 1500, Cellutab, Amdex, or SugarTab? What's that, guys? Yeah, this is your SugarTab, है StarX, Cellutab also is your starch-based excipient. Amdex, spray-dried dextrose. Okay, so this is we have done already. What is the descriptive form for solute that requires less than 1 part of solvent for a 1 part of solute, guys? Okay, simple. Solubility expression only, very freely soluble, sparingly soluble, slightly soluble, very slightly soluble, and practically insoluble. Practically insoluble. So that is come less than 1, freely 1 to 10, 10 to 30, 30 to 100, 100 to 1000, and 1000 to 10,000, and over here more than 10,000. Okay, so very, what they have written, less than 1 part. The less than 1 part, that is your very soluble. So A is going to be your correct answer over here, right? Sure. Very soluble. Okay. Now, which solution have an osmotic pressure lower than that of 0.9% with sodium chloride? Okay. Osmotic solution, isotonic solution, hypertonic, or hypotonic? As the name suggests, only hypotonic, because it is less than 0.9 weight by volume sodium chloride. Okay. So rate limiting step that affects drug performance. Rate limiting step: absorption, dissolution, elimination, or excretion? Yeah, obviously, dissolution and disintegration. Dissolution as well as disintegration is going to somewhat decrease down the bioavailability. Decrease down the bioavailability. Okay, so that is why dissolution would be your correct answer. Right? So, which one of these is not an antioxidant? Okay, not an antioxidant: sodium bisulfite, sodium chloride, sodium metabisulfite, or ascorbic acid? What's that? Sodium bisulfite, sodium chloride, sodium metabisulfite or ascorbic acid? Yeah, that is your sodium chloride only. Sodium chloride doesn't need to be a antioxidant. Simple, right? Which type of mill is useful for grinding of sulfonamide drug? Okay, sulfonamide drug, guys. Ball mill, cutter mill, hammer mill, or fluid energy mill? That is your fluid energy mill. Okay, sulfonamides, vitamin and antibiotic. That's your fluid energy mill. Which of the following shows the type of parenteral dosage form? Parenteral dosage form. What? Parenteral. Okay. Pressurized meter dose inhaler, lotion, tablet, or transdermal implant. Implant. You said. Implant. You said. Implant. The transdermal implant would be your correct answer over here, right? Okay. Sure. Non-ionic surfactant vesicle is liposome, transferosome, neosome, or all of the above, as the name suggests only. See, non-ionic surfactant. Non-ionic surfactant. Non-ionic surfactant. So, neosomes is going to be your correct answer over here, right? Neosomes is going to be your correct answer. Now, dose dumping is the problem. Is the problem in the formulation of compressed tablet, suppositories, soft gelatin capsule, or controlled release formulation? What's that, guys? Dose dumping is the problem of formulation of compressed tablet, suppository, soft gelatin, or controlled release. Obviously, controls release formulation, because you never know the release pattern of these kinds of drugs. So that may cause the problem of dose dumping, right? So dose dumping would be the correct answer. Dose and frequency or administration of drug determined by. Okay. Dose and frequency or administration of drug determined by dissolution rate, half-life of a drug, disintegration, or all of the above. That is your half-life of a drug, because you never know what time of the drug it stays in your body. You never know, right? So once you get to know about the half-life of a drug, you will be able to get to know that for this period of time only, the drug will be staying into your body, right? So half-life would be your correct parameter to determine those things. Okay, calculate the dose of child that has been a body surface area of 0.57 meter square when the adult dose of drug is 50 mg. Okay, yeah. So 0.57 upon 1.73 into how much? 50 mg, right? How much? 50 mg. So what would be the correct answer over here? What would be the correct answer over here, guys? If I calculate this one, then 0.57 divided by 1.73, right? And if it is going to multiply by 50, then it would be around 16.47. 16.47. Let's see what is the answer. That is your around, yes, 17 mg. Exactly. 17 mg would be your correct answer. Here you can see 0.57 upon 1.7. 1.73 into 50, 0.33 into 50, 16.5. That is approximately around 17 mg. Exactly. Child dose. And that is known to be as what? Your which formula? Which formula does it? Is it your 𝘾𝙍 formula or Clark's formula? Which formula is it, guys? Can you guys tell me that? Signature is the direction given to prescriber, pharmacist, patient, or manufacturer. Signature, prescriber, pharmacist, patient, or manufacturer. That is your patient only. That is written at the end of the prescription. That is your patient. Okay, sure. Now, which one is not related with physical instability of an emulsion? Physical instability. Okay, is it your phase inversion, creaming, or sedimentation, Ostwald ripening, oxidation of the components? 𝘾𝙍 formula. Yes. So what's that? This one, phase inversion, creaming or sedimentation, Ostwald ripening, oxidation of component. That is your oxidation of component. Doesn't have any kind of the physical instability. That comes under your chemical instability, right? Sure. Enterocotic travelers are designed to release medicaments only into the small intestine, just to prevent the degradation of those drugs into the stomach, right? Sure. Now, in extemporaneous preparation of a suspension, levitation is used to do what? Levitation. Reduce viscosity, reduce zeta potential, particle size, or all of the above. Levitation is just nothing like reducing something. And what is that? Particle size only. Reducing particle size only, Pulverization, levitation, size reduction. Okay. Now, which mill is used to get the free flowing spheroidal particles? Okay. Spheroidal particles, guys. Is it your colloidal mill, attrition mill, cutter mill, or jaw crusher? Yeah. Anyone? That is your attrition mill over here. Anna? Okay. Along with benzoic acid, Whitfield ointment contains what? Whitfield ointment contains what? 6% salicylic acid, 5% salicylic acid, 4%, 3%. What's that? Yeah, that is your benzoic acid. And a Whitfield ointment contains 3% salicylic acid. Okay, sure. What is the principle of limulus amiboside lysate? Yeah, LAL test for pyrogen. Is it your co-oxidation, coagulation, alkylation, or reduction? Obviously, that would be your coagulation only, right? Coagulation. And apart from that, there is a primary test which is known to be as sham test, that we used to done into the rabbit only, right? Okay. Now, which of the following is the primary plasma protein involved in the binding of aspirin? Okay, aspirin is a weakly acidic drug. Aspirin is nothing but your weakly acidic drug. And which plasma protein is going to bind on with that one? Yeah, plasma protein. Which plasma protein is going to bind onto this aspirin? What is that? Obviously, it would be your albumin only, right? If I talk about basic ones, then alpha acidic glycoprotein, right? Shall. If the dose of a drug is inadequate, okay? If the dose of a drug is inadequate, then it generally requires the following to make up its bulk. Okay, to make up its bulk, is it your binder, disintegrant, lubricant, or diluent? That is definitely your diluent only, which is going to increase the bulk of that tablet, right? So, which treatment is useful for the solubility of gelatin? Solubility of gelatin, guys. Heat, formalin, water, or alcohol? That is, formalin only, right? Formalin. Okay. The efficacy of HEPA filter can be tested using efficacy of HEPA filter, high efficiency particulate air filter, right? So is it your sterility test? No. Clarity test? No. Dope test, dope test. Dioctyl phthalate test is used to be done with HEPA filter, right? So dioctyl phthalate test is going to be your correct answer over here. Okay, now microbiology, 5 questions. All right. Now, Hansen disease, name of which disease? Okay, Hansen disease, that's your nothing but skin disease that is done by the Mycobacterium leprae. If I talk about Mycobacterium leprae, then it would be obviously your leprosy only, right? Leprosy would be your correct answer. Leprosy. Okay. The following are live attenuated viral vaccines except. The following are live attenuated. Live attenuated means the virus is still alive, but the harmful ability, or you can say the virulence ability of that virus is being removed out. That is what the name as live attenuated vaccine, right? So, is it your polio, hepatitis B, yellow fever, or measles? This is your hepatitis B only. Okay. Chalo. Hepatitis B. Now, the heavy chain corresponding to the immunoglobulin IgA, is it your gamma, mu, epsilon, or alpha? That is nothing but your alpha chain that is associated with IgA. Okay. Chalo. IgG may we do have gamma, M for mu, A for alpha, E for epsilon, and D for delta. This is the way that we have nomenclature these immunoglobulins. Okay. 2 heavy chains, 2 light chains. This is important, guys. Okay. So the immunity set by the body after the first attack of the disease. Okay. After the first attack of the disease, is it your natural immunity, passive immunity, artificial immunity, or acquired immunity? Yeah. Anyone? That is nothing but your acquired immunity. Okay. Okay, which genus of bacteria does not have cell wall? Okay, which does not have cell wall? Lactobacillus, it do. Staphylococcus, it do. Mycoplasma, no. Mycoplasma doesn't have any kind of the cell wall. Escherichia coli, yes, it do have. Mycoplasma is going to be your correct answer over here, right? Okay. Now, biotechnology, 3 MCQs. Okay. Now, DNA shuffling is also known as DNA shuffling. What's that, guys? DNA shuffling, restriction endonucleases, mutagenesis, molecular breeding, or what? DNA shuffling is nothing but molecular breeding, guys. Okay. Now, which type of restriction enzymes are commonly used for rDNA technology? You know, rDNA technology is useful for your vaccine development, monoclonal antibodies, right? All those things we use rDNA technology. So which kind of the type restriction enzymes are commonly useful for rDNA technology? That is your type 2 useful. Okay, over there. All right. Now, the smallest unit of genetic material that can be undergo mutation is called gene, cistron, replication, or muton. What's that? Yeah. Anyone? That is your gene, cistron, replication, or muton. That is nothing but your muton only, which is your undergoes mutation. That is the smallest unit of genetic material, muton. Okay. Sure. Pharmaceutical chemistry and allied subjects over here, guys. 20 MCQs. Let's go ahead with this one, and then after that, Aditi ma'am will be taking your your non-pharma portion. Okay. Now, okay, this one. Which bond parameter directly measures the strength of covalent bond, guys? Okay, covalent bond. Which bond parameter? Bond parameter. Bond length. Bond angle sp1, sp2, sp3. Bond enthalpy, the amount of energy, right? Or you can say bond order. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, this is your bond enthalpy, because this is the only energy required, energy required, energy required to break down, to break down the bond, to break down the bond, right? Which bond it is? Which bond it is? That is your covalent bond, right? Covalent bond, that is only happen in your organic molecules, right? So covalent bond को break करने के लिए, to break the covalent bonds, we do have this bond enthalpy. So greater the bond enthalpy, greater the strength of that bond. Okay, so bond enthalpy would be your correct answer, right? So higher the bond enthalpy means a stronger bond. Simple, right? Sure. Okay, when acetone reacts with Grignard reagent followed by hydrolysis, it gives what? Okay, acetone, sir. Acetone is nothing but CH3, C double bond O, CH3. Hana? And if I talk about R, this Grignard reagent, that is your RMGX. Hana? RMGX is your Grignard reagent. What is going to be happen? What is going to be happen? CH3, C double bond O, O negative would be over here, and C plus would be over here, and CH3 would be here. है Plus R minus MgX. है So R will be going onto this side, right? R, sorry. नहीं. Sorry. Yeah, R will be going onto this side, and MgX will be going onto this side. Then ultimately, your third degree alcohol will be formed over here. Okay, here you can see CH3 MgX. After that, O negative will be taking place, and after that, hydrolysis. So OH will be going onto that side, and tertiary alcohol will be taking place. Okay, as bond order increase between two atoms. Okay, bond order increases between two atoms, the bond length is going to be increase, decrease, remain unchanged, first increase, or then increase. What's that? That is nothing but your decreases. As the bond order increases, the bond length is going to be decrease. Okay, bond order is nothing but the number of bonds, right? Number of bond. So bond order, single bond takes place, right? Single bond over here, then double bond, and then triple bond. So triple bond has less bond, this one, bond length. Okay, chalo. When moiety, which moiety is present at C7 bonds position of the benzodiazepines? Okay, which moiety is present at C7 position of benzodiazepines? Electron attracting substituents, phenyl ring, methylene or alkyl substitution. What's that, guys? That is nothing but your electron attracting substituents, right? Now, controlled alkylation of ketone via an enamine intermediate is named as enamine, guys. Enamine, Mannish reaction, Robinson annulation, Stork reaction, or Bamford-Stevens reaction. Yeah, what's that? What's that? That is your Stork reaction over here. Here you can see cyclohexane hexanone is going to be with pyrrolidine, and then this compound will be formed, and after that, okay, now this one. What is the correct order of acidity from the weakest strongest acid for these compounds? Okay, so this is your CF3 CH2OH. Sorry, Anna. This is your CF3 CH2OH. This is your COOH. This is your ester group. Anna, not ester group. This is your carboxylic group, right? Your benzoic acid. Phenol, and this is your CH2OH का नीचे benzene. Okay, so this is what first, second, third, fourth. What is the correct order of acidity? Here we are. If I talk about this is your fourth, which is your least. First is your maximum. First is the one, then third, and then second would be your highest. Okay. Here you can see carboxylic acids are stronger than phenols over here, which in turn are stronger than alcohols. Out of benzyl alcohol and trifluoroethanol, the later, that is this trifluoroethanol, is acidic due to the presence of highly negative fluorine action, that is from -I effect. Okay, -I effect. Okay, so which of the following compounds is an example of aromatic ether, guys? Okay, aromatic ether I am talking about. Ethyl acetate, dimethyl ether, anisole, or diethyl ether. These are your simple aliphatic compound. But this anisole is your different one. So anisole is going to be your correct answer. This is your anisole. OCH3, and this is your benzene ring. That is your anisole. The difference between the electrode potentials of two electrons when no current is drawn throughout the cell is called as cell potential, cell EMF, potential difference, or cell voltage. Yeah. What's that? That is your electromotive force, right? EMF. Okay. Now, what is the major product of the following reaction? Okay. So here you have NH2 and NaNO2. Okay. NH2 and NaNO2, that will be forming your benzalkonium. Sorry, your salt. What is that salt? What's that? Benzene diazonium chloride. Yeah, exactly. Benzene diazonium chloride. And after that, this CuCl. Okay. After that, we do have CuCN. So what it will form? Benzonitrile, benzoic acid, or what's that? It will be obviously your benzonitrile, because CN group na there. So CN is suffix to be known as your nitrile group. Okay. Chalo, here you can see cyanobenzene, that is your benzonitrile. Which of the following is not an antacid? Magnesium sulfate, magaltrate, magnesium carbonate, or magnesium phosphate, guys? What's that? Is not an antacid. Is not an antacid. Magnesium sulfate, magaltrate, magnesium carbonate, or magnesium phosphate? Yeah. Anyone? That is your magnesium sulfate. You know that. Yeah. Now, which reaction mechanism not always allows rearrangement of the substrate? Okay. E1, E2, both E1 and E2, neither E1 or nor E2. Yeah, this one. Which reaction mechanism not allows rearrangement of the substrate? E1, E2, both E1 and E2, or neither E1 or E2? This is your E2, guys. Okay. E2 may the rearrangement does not even possible. Whereas this substrate reactivity is very much important, guys, in the context of NIPER examination. So make sure you remember this one. Okay. Now, match the incorrect pair. Incorrect pair, Robinson-Gabriel synthesis will be giving oxazole. 𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 synthesis giving you pyridine. Bishler-Napralski synthesis will give you quinoline, or Bernthesen synthesis will be giving you acridine. What's that? Yeah, that will be your Bishler-Napralski synthesis is giving you quinoline. That's your incorrect pair. Okay. Now, alkyl halides are converted into alkanes by. Okay. alkyl halides. Alkyl halides are converted into alkyls by Birch reduction, Birch reduction, Grignard reagent, Sabatier-Sanders reaction, or Wurtz reaction. Obviously, that would be your alkyl halides. That would be your Wurtz reaction. How, sir? Here you can see Rx plus 2Na, and again you have X and R, right? In the case of dry ether, in the case of dry ether, X and X will be going with 2Na, so that will be your R and R plus 2NaX is going to be outside. So RR is going to be from your, that's your alkane only. So Wurtz reaction could be your correct answer, right? Now, what is the value of N in Huckel's rule when compound has 9 pairs of electron? Okay, 9 pairs of electron. Okay, so Huckel's rule follows what, guys? 4n plus 2. 4n plus 2 equal to pi electrons. So pi electron to 19. 19 means 18, right? 18, right? So phone n plus 2, that is going to be minus over here. So 16, and n is equals to 4, right? N is equal to 4. 4 is the answer? Yes. 4 would be your correct answer over here. 4n plus 2 for aromaticity 4. Yeah? Chalo. Okay. What reagent is commonly used in Birch reduction, guys? Okay. Yeah. Nali ammonia. है ना? तो NaOH, NaN, liquid ammonia, palladium C, or H2SO4. Yeah, palladium is useful in your Rosen-Mund reaction. Rosen-Mund reaction, palladium. Whereas if I talk about sodium and liquid ammonia, that has been useful in your Birch reduction, right? Okay. Now, Shore synthesis can be used to synthesize what? Shore, aniline, naphthalene, furan, or phenanthrene, guys. Shore synthesis, that has been useful for your phenanthrene. Okay. Now, naphthalene undergoes nitration with HNO3, H2SO4 at 60 degree. That is obviously your nitration reaction. Nitration reaction. So what is going to be have? What is going to be have? 1 nitronaphthalene, 1 2 dinitro, 2 nitronaphthalene, and 1 5 dinitronaphthalene. That would be your 1 nitronaphthalene only over here, right? Now, what is the primary product obtained from the Stephan reaction? Okay, Stephan reduction. Stephan reduction, RCN, that's your cyno group. Cyno groups after the presence of SN, that's your tin, will be giving you what? Aldehydes only, right? This you can see, RCN, Stephan reduction in the presence of strontium chloride will be giving you this aldehyde as well as ammonium chloride, NH4Cl, right? Sulfonation of naphthalene gives the thermodynamic products, okay? Sulfonation of naphthalene will be giving you the thermodynamic product as naphthalene 1 sulfonic acid, naphthalene 2 sulfonic acid, naphthalene C sulfoxide, or naphthalene 4 sulfoxide. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. That is a naphthalene 2 sulfonic acid, exactly. Now, what will be the correct reactivity for the electrophile in the following compound? Okay, this is your pyridine, this is your furan, and this is your pyrrole. Okay, pyridine, furan, or pyrrole. So in pyridine you can say, you can see over here, the lone pair is extra. The lone pair is extra. Here, the lone pair is also extra over here, and here is also, the lone pair is known. Here lone pair is participating into the aromaticity, right, for the stability purpose. So here the electrophile will not go. So obviously that would be your 3, 2, 1. The 3 has greater reactivity, for electrophile. Least will be in the case of pyridine. Alright, so pharmaceutical analysis, guys, 20 MCQs over here. So from the Hooke's law, the value of K represents what? Value of K, that is your kappa, kappa. That is your Planck's constant, wavelength constant, bond strength, or force constant, guys. Yeah. What is that? That is your force constant, okay? Kappa, force constant of bond, vibrational frequency. Following is an example of hydrophilic mobile phase. except isopropanol, hydrophilic, mobile phase, except. Okay, is this your isopropanol, ammonia, water, isopropanol and water, isopropanol, ammonia, dimethyl ether or cyclohexane? So hydrophilic में ether, no, obviously that is your dimethyl ether cyclohexane, right? Chalo. In HPLC, the analytical performance improves when? HPLC, the analytical performance, when it going to be improved? Is it in your particle diameter is increased? Particle diameter is reduced? Coarser particle is paired with shorter columns, or low temperature is used? Yeah. Analytical performance improves when? That is in the case of particle diameter is reduced. When the particle diameter, surface area will be improved, right? Then only we can say, right? Then only we can say this analytical performance is improved over here, right? Now, which list below gives only spin active nuclei? Okay, spin active nuclei: 1H, 2H, 12C, 1H, 12C, 19F, 1H, 13C, 19F, 2H, 12C or 19F. What's that? Yeah. Guys, that is your 1H, 13C and 19F will be giving you the spin quantum number. Okay. Now HCl and NaOH titration is an example as HCl is your acid, NaOH is your base. So acid base, strong base titration, right? Strong acid, strong base titration. Simple, right? A molecule leak is useful for introducing the sample, determining the amount of sample introduced, metering the sample to ionization chamber or pumping action. What's that? That's your C. Molecular leak is a device. Okay. Chalo. Repeatability of a measurement obtained from multiple sampling of the homogeneous sample is what? Accuracy, precision, ruggedness or robustness. What's that? That is your precision, guys. That you are doing from the number of samples, then it is your precision. Okay. So absorption in the IR region is due to changes in which energy in the molecule? Vibrational, rotational, vibrational, electronic and translational, electronic or vibrational. What's that? Guys, what's that? Is due to changes which energy in the molecule? Vibrational, rotational, vibrational, electronic, vibrational, rotational, translation, electronic or vibrational? That is nothing but your vibrational and rotational, right? Sure. Simple. The molecular ion peak gives the structure of compound, molecular weight of compound, functional group or valency. That takes place in your mass spectroscopy, right? That happens with molecular weight of compound only, right? Chalo. When two substances have same absorbance, that wavelength is called as isoelectric point, isothermal, isobestic or isocratic. Isobestic point. Okay. Now, as per Bronsted-Lowry concept, acid is defined as Bronsted-Lowry. Bronsted-Lowry, when acid is going to donate what? Proton. Simple. Acid is going to donate a proton. That is your correct answer over here, right? Detector used in UV spectroscopy: photovoltaic detector, pyroelectric thermistor, or all of these. That is your photovoltaic detector. These pyroelectric and thermistor, these are useful in your IR spectroscopy. Okay. So here you can see thermistor and this pyroelectric. This is in your IR. Okay. Now, in mass spectroscopy, which of the following pathways involve double bond and gamma hydrogen? Alpha fission, beta fission, McFarlane rearrangement, or retro 𝙈-𝙂𝙬 rearrangement? Double bond. To double bond, that is only 𝙈-𝙬𝙬 rearrangement. No. Okay. McFarlane rearrangement, guys, over here. Okay. Extended conjugation causes. Okay. Extended conjugation. Hana? +50, +50. Bathochromic, hypochromic, hyperchromic, or hypsochromic. So that is obviously extended conjugation. That will be more bathochromic in nature because it will be increasing the wavelength. Bathochromic is longer the wavelength, right? Chalo. Arrange the following electromagnetic waves based on their energy. Okay, which has higher energy? Lesser the nanometer, greater the energy. So gamma rays is maximum. Okay, gamma rays is maximum. Lesser the wavelength. Okay, the largest peak in the mass spectrum is what? Parent peak, molecular ion peak, base peak, or metastable peak. What's that, guys? That is nothing but your base peak, which is your largest peak over there in your mass spectroscopy. Okay, here you can see base peak is over here, most intense and tallest peak. Okay, sure. Turbidimetry is similar to fluorimetry, colorimetry, UV visible, or NMR. What's that? Turbidimetry is your colorimetry, right? Sure. Fine. Which of the following are the types of in-plane bending? Okay, in-plane bending, IPSR. In-plane bending, IPSR. That was a trick to remember. In-plane, IPSR. In-plane bending, twisting and wagging? No. Scissoring and rocking? Yes. Scissoring and rocking is going to be your correct answer, right? IPSR. Now, the stationary phase in thin layer chromatography. Stationary phase in thin layer chromatography. You know that there is a stationary phase and there is a mobile phase, right? Stationary phase in thin layer chromatography is what? Liquid between the glass, silica gel, glass plate, or none of these. Stationary phase they're asking, guys. What's that? Onto which the substance is going to be bind. This is going to be attached. So that is your nothing but silica gel. Okay, silica gel. Now, which of the following is non-specific visualizing method, guys? Which of the following is non-specific visualizing method? Iodine chamber, ninhydrin, mercuric nitrate, or FeCl3? What's that? That is your iodine chamber, which is a non-specific visualizing method, right? Okay, okay. All right, guys. So this is the pharma portion. Now the Aditi ma'am will be taking your non-pharma part. From now on, I hope I have made you clear around all the questions over here. That is what's present in your pharma portion. And thank you so much. And we'll connect with you into the next model paper. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good morning, everyone. So let's start our known pharma section. In this section, we will complete our journal knowledge, reasoning, aptitude, and English. Okay. So let's start. Okay. So question number 1 is from the reasoning. Okay. So question number 1 is Deepak is the father of Raj. Hema is the sister of Anil. Raj is the son of Hema. How is Deepak related to Hema? So we have to find how Deepak is related to Hema. Okay, like Deepak is the father of Raj. So here is Deepak and here is Raj. Okay, and Hema is the sister of Anil. Hema, Anil. Brother, sister. Raj is the son of Hema. So Raj is the son of Hema. How is Deepak related to Hema? So how is Deepak related to Hema? Like husband. So option number A is correct for question number 121. Okay. Next is if the letter of an English alphabet are written in the reverse order. If we write the alphabet in reverse order, which letter will be the fifth to the right of the 13th letter from the left? So we will find which letter will be the fifth to the right of the 13th letter from the left. Okay, so directly we can use that plus 13 plus 5 is equals to what? That is 18th letter. Okay, so 18, that is 26 minus 18 plus 1 is equals to that. That is ninth letter. That is ninth letter. And ninth letter whom? That is I. So option number C is correct. Option number C is correct. Okay. Option number C is correct. That is I. Now select the number. Like we have to complete this sequence, we have to replace the question mark with a suitable number. Okay, the suitable number. So what is the number? What number is suitable for this series? 3, 6, 12, 21, 33, 48. So like if you see, there is a difference of 3, 3. Like 6 minus 3 is equals to 3. That is 6 minus 3 is equals to 3. 12 minus 6 is equals to 6. Okay, 21 minus 2 is 9. So 3, 9, 6. Next number is what? That is 12. That is 15. Now what? That is 18. So 48 plus 18 is the correct answer. That is 48 plus 18. That is 66. So the correct answer is what? That is 66. So option number B is correct. Next is heart is the daughter of lungs. She has only one sibling, a brother named kidney. Stomach is the husband of lungs. Eyes and heart are married to one another. Pancreas is the maternal uncle of kidney. How is the pancreas related to lungs? Okay, we have to find like how pancreas is related to lungs. So here's the tree, like pancreas, lungs and stomachs are in a same category, like husband, wife, kidney, heart. So the answer is what? That is brother. So pancreas is lungs brother. Next, which letter in the alphabet is far from U if is far from N? So we have to find which letter of the alphabet, which letter in the alphabet is as far from H as U is far from N. So what is the correct answer? So the answer is O. Like U is equals to 21st letter, N is 14th letter. So distance between them is 7th. So 7 letter forward from H. So H is equals to 18. So 8 plus 7, that is 15. So 15 letter is what? That is O. So O is the answer. Now we have also complete this series. We have to replace question mark with a particular number. Okay. So 0, 26, 124, 7, 2, 8. Okay, so if you see that if you do 1 cube minus 1 is equals to 0, that is 1 cube minus 1 is equals to what? That is 0. Okay, if you do 3 cube minus 1 is equals to 3 cube minus 1 is equals to what? That is 26. 3, 5. Now 5 cube is minus 1 is equals to what? That is 125 minus 1, that is 124. Similarly, yeah, here is 1 cube, 3 cube, 5 cube. Now here is 6 cube. So 6 cube, sorry, 7. There is odd number. So 7 cube minus 1 is equals to what? That is 343 minus 1, that is 342. So the correct answer is what? That is option number C. That is option number C is the correct answer. Now move to the next question, that is 127. Which letter is 7th to the right of the 8th letter from the right end of the alphabet? So we can directly use, that is 26 minus 18 plus 1 is equals to what? That is 9. So 9 plus 7th is equals to what? That is P letter. So answer is what? That is P. Next is which letter? 5 friends Ram, Rahim, Rahul, Rocky and Raj are sitting against a wall. All of them are facing north. Ram is sitting second to the right of Raj, who is not sitting on the extreme end. Okay, Ram and Rahim are sitting on the extreme ends. Rahul is not sitting next to Ram, who is sitting third of the to the left of Rocky. Okay, so if you see the sitting arrangement, like Rahim is there, Rahul, Raj, Roki, Ram. So who is sitting third to the left of Roki? That is Rahim. That is Rahim. Next is like chef is related to restaurant. From the given 4 options, we have to find the correct answer. Like how, like chef is related to restaurant, like physician related to patient, druggist, pharmacy, librarian, catalog, carpenter, wood. Okay, so if you see option number B is correct. Like chef work in restaurant, similarly druggist work in where? That is in pharmacy. So option number B is correct. Like a chef works in restaurant, similarly a druggist work in pharmacy. So chef restaurant, druggist pharmacy. So fracture related to bone, sprain related to whom? That is the skin, ankle, ligaments or tissue. So the correct answer is what? That is sprain. Where sprain happen? In a ligament, so ligament is the correct answer. That is option number C. Next, if every third letter from the left to right of English alphabet is deleted, then what would be the 12th letter from the right in the new series obtained? So what will be the new series if you deleted every third letter? Okay, so what? That is A, B, D, like A, B, C is removed, D, E, F, E, G, H. Like if you see the series is in that form, like A, B, D, E, F, G, J, K, L, K, M, N, P, Q, S, T, V, W, Y, Z. So we have to find the 12th letter. So 12th letter is what? That is J. So J is the correct answer. Like Gujo is Umra's mother, Munne is Sumo's mother, Sahid is Hifzan's father, Munne is Hifzan's parental aunt and Umra's maternal aunt. How is Gujo related to Shahid? So we have to find how is Gujo related to Sai. So how is related? That is sister. Here is the complete tree for this question. Okay, so Gujo is sister of Shahid. Next is select an option which is different from the rest. Okay, which is different from the rest, like fever, influenza, yellow fever, smallpox. If you see from the fourth option, like 4 option, that is fever, influenza, yellow fever, smallpox. If you see like fever is different from all the other 3, like influenza, yellow fever, smallpox. If you see all 3 are what? That is disease caused by virus. Okay, so influenza, yellow fever and smallpox are caused by virus, and fever is only symptom, not a disease itself. So fever is different from the others. Okay, now we have to complete this series, that 9, 20, 42, 86, 174 and 350. How to complete this series? Like if you see 9 multiplied 2 plus 2 is what? That is 18. 9 plus 2, 18. 18 plus 2 what? That is 20. Okay, that is 20. Similarly, if you 20 multiply 2 plus 2 is what? That is 2 to the 4. 40 plus 2, that is 42. That is 42. Similarly, if you do like 42, that is 42 multiply 2 plus 2 what? That is 86. Similarly, 86 multiply 2, here multiply the number and also add 2 in the number, you will get the series number. Okay, the 86 multiply 2 plus what? That is 2. So you will get what? That is 174. Similarly, 174 multiplied by 2 plus 2 is equals to what? That is 350. So 350 multiplied 2 plus 2 is what? That is plus 2 is 702. That is option number A. That is option number A is correct for question number 134. Now move to the next question, that is question number 135. So we have to complete that 5 proportion 125, sorry, ratio 125, proportion what? That is 7 question mark. So we have to put the correct value in this. So if you see, if you multiply 5 multiply 5 multiply, you get 125. Similarly, if you multiply 7 multiply 7, you will get what? That is 343. So what number will come there? That is 343. So answer is what? That is 343. That is option number D is correct. Option number D is correct. Now another question, that is, so 24 students are sitting in a row F is 17th from the right and R is 19th from the left, and how many students are between? So we can directly use that is 24 minus 17 plus 1. What that is 8. So 19 minus 8 minus 1 will get our answer, that is 10. So answer is what? That is 10. Answer is what? That is 10. Now M start from his home. So M start from his home, walk 300 meters south. So south is where? That is east, west, north, south. Okay. So M start walking 300 meter. Okay, here is 300 meter. Turn right. Now he take right turn. Okay, like this direction, and walk 800 meter. Like 800 meter. He cover 800 meter. Turn right and walk. Now again turn right and walk how much? That is 450. Okay, that is 450. Again turn right and walk 250, like 250. Okay, turn left and again turn left and walk 150. Okay, and then turn right like in this direction and walk 550. Okay, now how much distance in which direction should she walk back to reach his home by the shortest route? Okay, so like how much distance we have to find, like from there to there. So how much? That is 300. That is 300. Like 300 is there, 450 is there. So 450, 150, 450 plus 150 is how much? That is 456. That is 600. So 600 minus how much? That is 300. So how much left? That is 300. So how much distance is like there? Like 300 meter. Okay, like 300 meter in southwards. Okay, 300 meter in southwards. Now we have to complete this series. We have to replace question mark with a proper number. Okay, if you see 174, 230, question mark 366, 446. So if you see, if you subtract 230, 174 from 230, you will get what? That is 56. Similarly, when you subtract 294 minus 230, you will get what? 64. Okay, 366 minus what? That is 294, you will get what? That is 72. Okay, similarly, when you subtract 466 minus 366, you will get what? That is 80. So the correct answer is what? That is 294. So option number D is correct. Option number D is correct. Now move to another question, that is, if B is the mother of C and D is the sister of C, C is the daughter of A and E is the son of D, how is A related to? Here is the complete tree, like B, A and B is husband wife. So C is the daughter of A. So C is the daughter of A and B. So is how is related? That mother's father. So answer is what? That is mother's father. Okay. Now K is shorter than N but taller than M. J is taller than K but shorter than N. Who is the shortest among? So we can say that, like, N is taller than J and J is taller than K and M. So shortest is who? That is M. So option number D is correct. That is M. Now move to another. We have to complete this series also, like 123, 267, 436, 632 question mark. Okay. Now if you see 123 plus 12 square, 123 plus 12 square is what? 123 plus 12 square is what? That is 267. That is 267. Similarly, 267 plus 13 square is what? That is 436. Similarly, 436 plus 14 square is what? That is 632. So 632 plus 15 square is what? That is 857. So 857 is the correct answer. So option number A is correct. Option number A is correct. Now move to another question. That is question number 142. Select the option in which two words share a different relation from that shared by the two words in the rest of the options. Heavy, light, cruel, kind, big, large, good, bad. So if you see, like heavy opposite light, cruel opposite kind, good opposite bad, but if you see big, large are synonyms, so big, large is the different. So option number C is correct. Option number C is correct. Now 4 words have been given, out of which 3 are alike in some manner and 1 is different. So we have to find the odd one, that is digestion, vaccination, respiration, excretion. So if you see that all 3, like digestion, respiration and excretions, are related to body, like body. If you see, vaccination is a different word from all the 3 words. So which one is odd one? That is vaccination. So if you see, digestion, respiration, excretion are body process, but vaccination is a medical treatment, okay, procedure. Vaccination is different. Now B is wise father, Q is daughter of C, C is sister of B. How is B related to? That is mother's brother. He is a complete tree. Okay, next Surbhi is facing east, so here is east, west, north, south. Okay, so Surbhi is facing east, like she is facing east. She turned 100 degree in the clockwise. Okay, like 100 degree, like if you see complete is 180, here is 90. So if you see, there is 100 is like there, so he turned like this. Okay, like kitna, how much? That is 100 degree in clockwise direction. Here is clockwise direction. Okay, and then 145 degree in the anti-clock. So now she take 145 degree in the clockwise direction. Okay, which direction she is facing now? Like she is anti-clockwise direction. If you see, there is 100 degree from there and 145 is there. So which direction? That is northeast. That is northeast. Northeast is the correct answer. That is option number B. That is option number B. Now if in a certain language propose is coded as PPOQE, how is light coded in that code? Okay, how is light coded in that? That is 𝐿𝙄𝙎𝙎𝙬. Like P, no change. P is that is we shift back for 2, like for P. Okay, now O having no change. Similarly for Q, shift back by 2. Similarly we can do like this, so we will get 𝐿𝙄𝙎𝙎𝙬. Now some general knowledge questions. Okay, so where has the country's first sea glass bridge been inaugurated recently? Where? Kanyakumari, Mumbai, Chennai, Visakhapatnam. Where? What is the answer? So where has recently, there is the recently question, where has the country's first sea glass bridge been inaugurated recently? Where? That is A, like Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. Chief Minister MK Stalin inaugurated the country's first ever glass bridge built over the sea in Kanyakumari. Which country has recently announced to prepare mRNA vaccine against cancer, which is being considered the biggest discovery of this country? USA, Russia, Germany, India. Which country? That is option B, that is Russia. So Russia discovered mRNA vaccine against cancer. Next question is, which legendary Indian spinner has recently retired from international cricket? Ravindra Jadeja, Jayant Yadav, Ravichandran Ashwin, Yuzvendra Chahal. Who? As I think, as all you know very well, that is Ravichandran Ashwin recently retired from international cricket. Next, under what name has Union Science and Technology Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh launched India's first indigenous anti-insect body suit? Insect kavach, insect shield, farmer shield, Kishan kavach. The answer is what? That is Kisan kavach. That is option number D. That is Kisan kavach. Next is question number 151. Who has recently become the 105th country to join International Solar Alliance? Moldova, Armenia, Jamaica, Nigeria. So answer is Moldova. Answer is what? That is Moldova. Next is 𝘾𝙀𝙍𝙏 Foundation has announced to honor 𝘎𝙬𝙎𝙎𝙬 with the 34th व्यास सम्मान for which novel? हिंदुस्तान की डायरी, कौन देश को वासी, वेन्यू की डायरी, जीत आपकी और इंसानी चेहरा आपके द्वार. So what is the correct answer? Like 𝘾𝙀𝙍𝙏 Foundation has announced to honor Surya Bala with 34th Vyas Samman for which novel? The answer is what? That is कौन देश को वासी, वेन्यू की डायरी. Which was the 12th World Government Summit 2025 held recently? Dubai, Singapore, Washington, Paris. So the correct answer is what? That is Dubai. So answer is that is Dubai. Next is, where was the sixth joint military exercise Dharma Guardian held between India and Japan recently? Mount Fuji, Meghalaya, Jaisalmer, Tokyo. The answer is what? That is Mount Fuji. Answer is Mount Fuji. In where? In Japan. Which veteran filmmaker has been honored at IFA Award 2025? IFA Award 2025. Rakesh Roshan, Suraj Barjatia, Rajkumar Santoshi, Boni Kapoor. The answer is what? That is Rakesh Roshan. Rakesh Roshan awarded honored by IFA Award 2025 for veteran filmmaker. Next is, WHO has become the highest rated Indian bank in SGPA in S&P Global Corporate Sustainability Assemble CSA 2024. HDFC, Bank of Baroda, Yes Bank, Standard and Chartered Bank. So the answer is what? Answer is a Yes Bank. Option C, that is a Yes Bank. Next is, who has recently become the new Chancellor of Germany? Friedrich Merz, Duma Boko, Luis Montenegro, Wirt D. Weber. So the answer is what? Answer is like Friedrich Merz. Answer is Friedrich Merz was recently become the new Chancellor of Germany. Next, recently, who has been appointed as the Principal Secretary of Prime Minister Modi? Sanjay Malhotra, Shaktikant Das, Sanjay Murthy, Hitesh Kumar Makwana. So the answer is what? The answer is Shaktikant Das. Option number B is correct. Next is, which state forest project has recently been awarded the Scotch Award? Uttarakhand, Mizoram, Jharkhand, Nagaland. The answer is what? That is Nagaland. So answer is Nagaland. Next is, who has recently taken charge as the 9th Director of US Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI? Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, 𝙂𝙖𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙎. So the answer is what? That is Kash Patel. Who has BCCI made the new jersey sponsored of the Indian cricket team? Adidas, Dream 11, Apollo Tyres, Sahara India. So the answer is what? That is Apollo Tyres. Next is, where has the world's highest bridge, the Hojang Grand Creon Bridge, been opened? Sichuan, China, Yunnan, China, Guizhou, China, Tibet, China. So the answer is what? That is Guizhou, China. That is option number C. Next is, which Indian actor and singer has become nominated in the Best Actor category for Emmy Award 2025? Emmy Award 2025. Ayushmann Khurrana, Diljit Dosanjh, Farhan Akhtar, Rajkumar Rao. So the answer is both. That is Diljit Dosanjh. Where was Asia's largest wastewater treatment plant WWTP inaugurated? Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Okhla, Delhi. So the answer is what? That is Okhla, Delhi. So Okhla, Delhi, Asia's largest wastewater treatment plant, okay, inaugurated in Okhla. Next is, where was the 4th World Food Indian WFI 2024 organized? Mumbai, New Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai. So the answer is what? That is New Delhi. Next is, AstraZeneca collaborated with which university for COVID-19 vaccine development? Harvard University, Oxford University, Stanford University, Cambridge University. So the answer is what? That is Oxford University. Collaboration with Oxford University. Which Indian pharma company is famous for insulin product and biosimilars? Biocon, Cipla, Alkem, Torrent Pharma. So the answer is what? Answer is Biocon. Answer is Biocon. Next is, About India is famous for which product? Digene, Chyawanprash, Horlicks, Crokin. So the answer is what? That is Digene. So About Indian is famous for Digene. Which 5-year plan focused on agriculture? First 5-year plan, second 5-year, third, fourth. So the answer is what? That is first 5-year plan. Answer is first 5-year plan. Who is known as the father of Green Revolution in India? 𝙂𝙋𝘼𝙏, M.S. Swaminathan, Norman Borg, C. Rangarajan. So the answer is what? That is M.S. Swaminathan. M.S. Swaminathan. Which sector contributes the highest to India's GDP? Agriculture, industry, services, mining. Answer is services. When is the term of the 7th Pay Commission expected to end? Expected to end in 2026. Next is aptitude. Now we solve some question from aptitude. Okay. So question number 1 is, you have to solve 5 plus 2 multiply 8 minus 3. So with the help of board mass we can solve this question. So 5 plus 2. So first we solve our bracket. So 5 square, that is 5 plus 5 5 is 25, that is 50, that is 55 is the correct answer. That is option number B. Option number B is correct. Option number B is correct. Now move to the next question, that is question number 174. The value of 3 plus 5 is what? That is 8. Multiply 4 plus 1, that is 5. So 5 divided by 4, 8 5 is 40 divided by 4, that is 10. So the answer is what? That is 10. Option number D is correct. Now move to the next question, that is question number 175. A's income is 10% more than B income. Let assume that B income is 100. So the A income is how much? That is 10% more than B income, that is 110. So how much percent B income is less than? Like how much? If we see the difference, that is 10. So 10 upon 10 multiply 100. So that is 100 upon 11. So when you divide, you will get 9 1 by 11%. That is 9 1 by 11%. Next, question number 176. A can do a piece of work in 12 days. B is 60% more efficient than A. The number of days it takes B to do the same piece of work is like how much? How much days? Okay. So like A completed work in 12 days. Like as we know, efficiency and time is inversely proportional. Okay. So the efficiency, if A efficiency is 100, like if A efficiency is 100, then B efficiency is what? That is 160, because B is 60% more efficient than A. So like 0, cancel 0, 2 5s are 10, 2 8 is 16. So 5:8 is the efficiency. 5:8 is the efficiency. So time, how much take? Like here is efficiency. Time is how much? That is 8:5 for A and B. Okay, what is that? Is 8:5. So B takes time, that is how much? Like 5 upon what? That is 5 upon 8 multiply 12. 5 multiply 12 5 multiply 12 divided by 8. So you will get 7 1 by 2 days. So B take how much days? That is 7 1 by 2 days. That is option number A is correct. Next is question number 177. A can travel first 160 km at 64 km per hour and next 160. Like here you can see the distance is same and you have to find the average speed. So formula for average speed is 21 V2 upon V1 plus V2. So if you see 2 multiply V1 is what? That is 64 multiply 80 upon what? That is 64 plus 80. Okay, 64 plus 80. So you will get what? That is 10240 upon 144. When you divide, you will get your answer. That is 71.11 kilometer per hour. That is option number C. Next, question number 178. Saurabh earns a profit equal to cost price of 3 mouse by selling 18 mouse for rupees 16800. Find the cost price of a mouse. So we have to find the cost price of found. Like Saurabh earns a profit equals to cost price of 3 mouse by selling 18 mouse for rupees 16800. We have to find the cost price of a mouse. Okay, like how to find? Like CPU of one mouse is X. Let CPU of one mouse is what? That is X. Okay. Now CPU of 18 mouse is what? That is 18x. Okay, that is 18x. Now P, like profit, like CPU of 3 mouse. CPU of 3 mouse, that is 3x. Now SP of 18 mouse is what? SP of 18 mouse is 18x plus 3x, that is 21x. So 21x is equals to what? That is 16800. So x is what? That is 800. So 800 is the answer. So option number C is correct. Option number C is correct. Next, the present age of B is 50% of present age of A. The difference between their ages after 5 years is 18. So like if A is equals to x, then B is 50%, that is x by 2. Okay. Now after 5 years, that is x plus 5. And the difference is like x by 2 plus 5 is equals to what? That is 18. That is 18. So we can solve this. X by 2 minus 5 is equals to 18. Cancel. Ye ho jayega, this will get x by 2 is equals to 18. So x is equals to how much? That is 36 years. So the answer is what? That is B. That is 36 years. So the percentage of A is how much? That is 36. If B's age is how much? That is 18 years. Now the next question is question number 180. If you see 64 divided by how much? 4 4 just 16 plus 15 minus 4. That is 3 5 just 15 minus 4. 16 4 just that 4 plus 15 minus 4. 4 cancel by 4. So answer is what? That is 15. So option number C is correct. Option number C is correct. Now move to another question. That is question number 181. If the price of a television set is increased by 25%, then what percent should the new price be reduced to bring the price back to the original level? So okay, we have to match the price back to the original. Okay, so like how? So we can directly use the formula, that is reduction is equals to how much? That is 25. How much price increase? That is 25%. That is 25 upon 125 multiply by 100. So by solving this, we will get how much? That is 20%. So we have to reduce 20% to match the original price level. So option number B is correct. Now the next question, next is question number 182. A computer shop valued the old computer at rupees 12800, that is 12,800. If even after giving 10% discount, he gets 20% profit on the cost price, then find cost price of the computer. So we have to find the cost price of the computer. So MP is what? Mark price is what? That is 12800. That is 12800. Okay, now discount is how much? That is 10%. Okay, so SP is what? SP is 12800 minus what? That is 10% of 12800. By solving you will get what? That is 11520. When you solve this you will get 11520, like 12,800 minus 10% of what? That is 12,800. You will get 11,520. Okay, now new profit is how much? New profit is how much? That is 20% of CP according to the question. Okay, 20% of CP. So how much? That is 1150 is equals to 1.2 multiply CP. So CP is, when you solve this you will divide by this, you will get 9600. So the cost price is what? That is 9600. That is option number B is correct. Now the sum of ages of mother, daughter and son is 87. So mother, daughter, son is how much? That is 87. What will be the sum of their difference after 8 years? After 8 years. So after 8 years, mother's age also we add 8 years, daughter age also add 8 years, and son age also add 8 years. So we have to add how much? That is 8 plus 8. That is 24. We have to add in 87. So 7, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11. So answer is what? That is 111. So the sum of their ages after 8 years is what? That is 111. Okay. Now move to the next question, that is question number 184. So if we see question number 184 is like, if the price of the television set is increased by 20%, if we increase the price of a set of television by 25%, by what percent should the new price reduce to bring the price back to original? Okay, this question is similar to previous question. Okay, previous question, so we can directly use. Okay, so original price is how much? That is 100. New price is how much? That is 125. So original price is how much? Is 100. And new price is how much? 25% increase, that is 125. Okay, so decrease is how much? That is 25. That is 125 minus 100, that is 125. So percentage increase, like 125 upon 25 multiplied by 100. So the answer we will get, that is 20%. So the answer is what? That is 20%. Option B is correct. Now move to the next question, that is two numbers says A and B are in the ratio, that is 3:8. If A is 24, like if A is B, like if this is 3x and this is 8x, so A is what? That is 24. So 3 8 24, that is x is equals to 8. So how is B? That is 8 multiply 8, that is 8 8 64. So B is how much? That is C, that is 64. Answer is the correct answer. Now let's move to another, that is our journal English portion. Okay, so if we like choose the word which has a similar meaning of misery. So we have to find the similar meaning of misery. So misery is a great unhappiness. Okay, great unhappiness or suffering, we can say that misery is suffering or unhappiness. So if you see, like this is the opposite of what? Misery, that is happiness, because misery is what? Unhappiness, when we feel low, sad. Okay, so happiness is not the correct answer. Comfort is also like when someone is comfortable, so comfort is not. Pleasure is also when you feel happy, like pleasure. So answer is what? That is grief. The meaning of grief is also like unhappy, sad, feeling low. So the answer is what? That is option number C. Now the another question, that is question number 187. Choose the word which has the opposite meaning of equanimity. So equanimity, we have to find the equanimity. So equanimity is the ability to remain calm in control, or maybe control your emotions. Okay, equanimity is the ability to remain calm or maybe control your emotions. So resentment, dubiousness, duplicity, excitement. So if you see the opposite, like equanimity, like when you feel calm, okay, and when you feel so ability to remain calm. So excitement is the opposite. Excitement when you feel happy, okay, excited, joyful. So the meaning is excitement. And if you see resentment, dubiousness, duplicities are different. So resentment is bitterness due to unfair treatment, dubious is uncertain or doubt, and duplicity is deceitfulness. Next, select the most appropriate meaning of the killing two birds with one stone. So in Hindi we can say that एक तीर से दो निशाने, we can say that एक तीर से दो निशाने. So killing two birds with one stone, okay, kill two things by one stone. So sorry, to try something impossible, that is not the correct option. Choose to achieve two result with a single efforts, we can say that option number B is correct. To achieve, like someone achieving two result with single efforts, we can say that. So option number B is correct. Spelled word, so we have to choose the correct spelling. Conscience, okay, so the correct spelling is what, that is conscience. And conscience, the inner moral sense or voice that helps you distinguish between right or wrong. So conscience, okay, conscience, that is option number B. Next, fill in the blanks, we have to fill the blanks. Businessman of dash colony was shot dead by armed intruder. Businessman, like a businessman, so the correct is a businessman. So they are talking about a particular colony. So when we use particular words, we can use the article. So a businessman of the colony was shot by armed intruder, by an armed intruder. So option number B is correct. Next, question number 191. I would always cherished the font. So we have to choose the correct option, like we have to choose the error. So if you see, I would always cherish, so the answer is what, that is cherish. I would always cherish, I will always cherish the font. So here is what, that is cherish. So B option is incorrect, that is cherish the font. Next is the prize were distributed by the principal among the winners. Options, we have to correct active. Principal distribute the prize among the winners, principal distributed the prize among. So the answer is B is correct. Next is, when the thief entered the house, the inmates in the halls, the inmates, so they are talking about past continuous. So answer is what, were sleeping. When the theft entered the house, the inmates were sleeping in the hole, they were sleeping that time, they are in the position of sleeping that time. So we use what, that is were sleeping. So option number C is correct. Next, choose the word which has similar meaning of portray. So portray is to represent or describe someone or something in a erratic way. So the describe, so describing something, that is option number B is correct, that is describe. Next, choose the correct meaning. To set the themes on fire, wreak evil on something, destroy with fire, do a heroic deed, try to do the impossible. The answer is what, to do a heroic deed. To set themes on the fire means to do something remarkable or extraordinary, therefore do a heroic deed is the correct answer. One who talks while asleep is called what, what we call, that is somnambulist, that is option number B. When someone is talking talking as asleep, so we called him somnambulist. Next, choose the correct spell word. Deficiency, 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 deficiency. So the correct answer is what, that is A. Option A is correct. Next, the scent so kite catch little mouse. So the scent so a kite poach a little mouse. Okay, so we are not talking about a particular, there are so many kites are there, so we use a word. They did not know where they had come from. The sentence is in the past tense, did not know. The action of coming happened before the action not knowing, therefore past perfect tense is there, so we use had come. So choose the word which has the opposite meaning of miser. Opposite meaning of miser. So miser, a person who loves to have a lot of money but hate to spend it. So hate to spend it. So someone having more money but he hates to spend. Okay, so the answer is spiritual, foreign, villain and spendthrift. So the answer is what? That is spendthrift. Spendthrift is the, so spiritual is related to spirit, foreign from another country, villain a wicked person. So the correct answer, like opposite of, so synonym of what? Miser means a person who hoards money, therefore spendthrift is the correct answer because it means a person who spend money freely. Okay, so thank you very much everyone. Okay, we have completed our non-pharma session. We have covered general knowledge, English, aptitude and GK. So very all the best for your exam. Do more and more practice. We will meet in another model paper. So take care everyone and thank you so